What are some of the top priorities for you and your caucus?
Well, they will remain just as they always have been under Senator Koch and frankly, at the direction of our caucus. We meet and we talk about these things in terms of priorities by individual, I'll call it program areas, committees, in other words, and so, but all of those really mesh towards this thing about jobs and growing a prosperous Minnesota. What can we do as a caucus, as state government, to unleash the power of free enterprise and find a more prosperous Minnesota? It's what everybody wants, and it's our obligation to do that.
What are your expectations for this session?
Well, I think the most important thing for leaders to think about going in was last year was a disaster. The notion that we couldn't get done on, not only couldn't get done on time, we couldn't get done without a government shutdown, and running 20 days into a historic government shutdown, the longest state government shutdown in the country's history, I think has really undermined the public confidence in the institution. And so I think it's very critical that we get in, we get our work done in a timely and a bipartisan way and get out. And I've suggested to the leaders that we adjourn before Easter. So the date that I have put up there is April 2nd. I don't see any reason we can't do that.
In your opinion, is the legislature taking up an unprecedented amount of controversial bills, or expected to anyway, or do you think this is status quo?
Well, we always see controversy in legislative sessions, although one could easily imagine the second year just being a bonding bill and having the legislators go home. And after all, with new lines, every single member up for re-election, you would think they'd want to have extra time to campaign and not focus on controversy. But of course, the Vikings issue essentially has been handed to the legislature, and then they are talking about a bonding bill. Racino, of course, comes into play, and then Republicans had set the table last year for the possibility of voter ID and other amendments as well. But they may find that there's so many controversial things going on that they want to minimize controversy. But voter ID, I would expect to see.